We are live. This is the market update. Have you packed it in? Don't. Because if some of the catalysts I'm talking about today, some of them related to Jerome Powell, another one related to like nuclear energy, there are catalysts out there across crypto. Matter of fact, there are catalysts everywhere. We're going to like fireside chat this today. I can't believe the catalysts that are out there. And of course, the thing that's holding everybody back is the geopolitical situation. And sometimes I wonder whether or not it's time for everybody to admit that, you know, war has a huge cost. If I can hit you and you can hit me, and what happens if it ends? This is the new question. You know, what happens if the geopolitical situation is not a problem, right? What happens if there is a change at the Fed, a sudden drop in interest rates, and, ready? And the realization that the only commodity versus the dollar that's not overbought is XRP, Solana, and Ethereum. Like silver, great bid at resistance. Gold, great bid at the premium zone. Solana, Ethereum. Also, MicroStrategy is back with more super fancy finance instruments. So, you know, if you wanted to take a week off from work and read up on preferred stock, I think Michael Saylor is right that you could get an MBA in finance if you understood all the things that he is using Wall Street to sell to get money for Bitcoin. Okay, what Michael Saylor is not telling you is that Bitcoin is the only way to get the dollar devaluation that we desperately need. And I'm going to try to weave some of that into this Powell rumor, which frankly is super juicy. Super juicy. Okay, the warriors who are still here. DH, Tyler, Zoker, welcome. Jav, MJ Hill. So one day we're going to get in a room and we're going to actually figure out how to pronounce all these names. Ben from Down Under, what's up? Stefan from Garfield, New Jersey in Bergen County. Oh my God. Stop it. Yeah, they're on Avalanche. They got an avalanche, and Avalanche went straight down. Still wiping that egg over my face. I was like, yes. I broke my own rule, right? I traded with the media. But it's still cool. Still cool. And it's related to housing, and we're going to talk about housing. Everyone's looking for a crash in government bonds. They're looking in the wrong place. You want to crash? I'll give you a crash. Mitchell is also here. Gentlemen, good morning. Okay, news. Let's go. Orange Man says because of tariffs, our economy is booming. Actually, our economy is booming because of data center buildouts. That's why our economy is booming. But, you know, it's always good to wake up and talk the book. Very New York thing to do. Good morning. I'm right. It's classic. Okay. Now, for more, for Pinocchio fibs, Bank of Japan says their economy can handle the impact of U.S. tariffs. Right. Absolutely. What this really means is we'll pay the tariffs if you bail out our government bond market. They cannot bail themselves out. They can't. They just can't do it. The Fed is going to have to help them. Pencil that in as a prediction. So if you can't buy the dollar and you can't buy the yen and you can't buy the euro, and they've already bought sterling, Swiss franc, gold, and silver, what's left? What's left? Every big altcoin. Okay, so speaking of not doing the euro, the welfare state over there is having a huge problem. You have migration from multiple places, and France's national auditor says this is out of control, and we're not far behind, so we're just printing everything everywhere, and we just don't care. Chinese have to print. The Europeans have to print. It's over for paper money. It is. Right? It's like everything you ever wanted is right here in front of you, right? regulatory clarity, stablecoin bidding war, undervalued Bitcoin miners, a Bitcoin thought leader leading the charge. We got everything we ever wanted. And where is everybody? No one is here. Now, I understand no one's here because the price action stinks. Okay, I got that. But this feels like every day it gets better. Like you get in on the ground floor of this. And again, we'll go through it. You tell me. I'll go through this and you tell me that we are not on the ground floor of something big. So the silver squeeze awakens. Okay, so the worst kept secret in the world is that there's not enough gold to satisfy the demand of everybody who has paper that says they have gold. No. Everyone goes to take delivery at the same time. It's over. Guess what? What the second worst kept secret in the world is? That situation is twice as bad, supposedly, in silver. It's like a scam, right? I mean, I know people who've been buying physical silver for 10 years or more. They're long at 14. They'll pay 30. They'll probably pay 40 because it's probably going to 100. But you have to ask yourself, gold and silver, dollar down. That is prime time for Ethereum. It's prime time, man. Prime time. It's happening. Bullion, big tech, oil, boom. Dollar gloom continues. There's no end to dollar gloom. Dollars just can't go up. I mean, the dollar has gone down versus sterling. Dollar has gone down versus the Swiss franc. And what happens if the fiat foreign exchange market doesn't work? Uncertainty back on the rise as China trade chatter. Oil tankers turning off their GBS. Everyone in Eastern Europe doing whatever. All right. Where's the conversation about the dollar? Nowhere. It's legacy guys are using it to back out of this whole recession thing. Like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. The stock market went down. Okay. Stock market's back up, and the biggest player in Silicon Valley just bought, I don't know, just bought an F ton of nuclear energy. We'll get to that in 1 second. Where's the dollar conversation? Isn't anywhere. Okay, so now that everyone's negative equities, either it's in a range or it's going to break out. It's probably not going back down. These characters they just bought a huge amount of nuclear power from someplace in Illinois that was going out of business. Like, yeah, okay, we'll take all that. Thank you. What do you need? What do you need all this nuclear energy for? What do you need that for? I can tell you what they need it for. To build huge facilities, data centers. They're huge. Like, data centers are so big, you can't see them all at once. You have to like have some aerial vehicle fly around so you can see how big they are. And now they can build them big, not as big as they used to be, right? Not as big as they used to be, but they can fill them up with NVIDIA chips, and they're just building them and building it. It's just endless. Like they're trying, Palantir got all your data yesterday. We talked about that. They don't have enough data. They don't have enough electricity because they're just going to build massively. Cannot have a recession with this kind of capital investment going on. Now, you can't have a slowdown in the labor market because they're obviously spending on this. They're not spending on other things. We'll talk about that. This is not going away. And this, you look at this and then you're like, well, where's Fetch? Where's Tau? Where's, we looked at, what did we look at? Morpheus yesterday, ZKAI. Just everything from top down to $1 million, what coins in AI. No one's looking at it. If this doesn't get it going, this may take a full day to sink in because you got the payroll number coming up. This needs to sink in about what's going on here. Here we go again with the data center story. These stocks won't quit. They literally have the power to move the entire stock market. You know what? He's right. A dollar in tech stonks is better than a dollar in the bank. So I don't know what those characters can do. I don't know if it's overvalued, undervalued, if the trade's over. I mean, clearly crypto is the better trade, but you got to watch out because everybody in equities got negative. That's all I'm saying. So what happens if this AI thing spreads out and just explodes? No one's trading in crypto. It's like 6 people on the stream. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's gone. It's like it's like it is in some ways like a mini winter. It is for AI. Right. Until these characters just bought a huge chunk of nuclear energy. OpenAI says, yeah, agents are like junior employees. And you know what? He's right. He's right. Like, you know, I used to have access at another job to guys who knew Python, and I could ask 6 questions a week. And if I was lucky, I could ask 1 question a day that these guys could work up for me. And I used to have a query system that was really cool, but that became expensive and, you know, I'm stuck. Now I just sit on this thing as like, I don't know. I just sit there and go, okay, how many days, how many days ago was this? Boom. And it starts running Python and bang, there's my data. It's like I have a research department now. I have like a whole bunch of kids who can run Python. Now, again, you know, where does this, you know, where does this end? It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. It ends with a labor market disruption that they are creating on purpose. Now, I realize that is a little bit dark. So what you do is, if that's dark, you take your dark and, you know, you pour in some Dave Asprey creamer stuff that's good for you with collagen protein, and that would be cryptocurrency, right? And you stir it up and you go, oh, the dark is much better now, right? So what McAfee said, hey, you got stuff going on, you don't like it? You got, I don't know, sovereigns behaving badly, corporations behaving badly. Okay, gonna get off this train and get somewhere else. And you can do it while the whole world's asleep. Whole world's asleep. Now, this, oh, wow. The rumor mill is out. The rumor mill is out. Jerome is done. What was the meeting about at the White House? Gee, Mr. President, my grandkids are really upset that you're calling me every name in the book on Truth Social. You know, little kids are on Truth Social. I don't know if you knew that, but can't be, you know, we got to do something about this. No. Look, let's think about this. Powell, let's try to be objective. Powell had to go from keeping rates at 0 for the deep state or whatever games that people play, Wall Street plays, to a panic tightening cycle that destroyed housing for sure. Now he's staring at a dollar collapse. He's staring at having to print to finance the debt. And you know, it's really convenient for him that president doesn't even like him. So I'm like, wow, this is about to be a total disaster. And I can just walk away. I'm like, okay, well, you know, inflation was bad and I hiked rates. Okay. That's my legacy. Whatever it is you guys have to do now, I don't have to do it. If you want me out, I'm out. Now, what is the catalyst for that? Like, why now? That's the question, right? Why now? Ready? This payroll number is going to be terrible. Because what happened was when he did the tariff tantrum and the capital markets seized up, everybody said, wait a minute, we're not hiring anybody. So everybody was getting a job in January, and everyone was getting a job in January. Everything pulled back in March. And I don't know that it's come back unless we're talking about the data center build out. We'll find out, right? I mean, again, what was the meeting about at the White House? Wow, Jerome, we got a really great payroll number coming out. It's going to make me look like a genius. No. What if that payroll number is terrible? Someone's got to take the fall, and maybe Powell can just say, you know what, I'm done. Maybe. Okay. Either way, I find it really interesting that this rumor pops up 5 days before a payroll number. You know what I'm saying? Friday, non-farm payrolls, right? You're going to see potentially the impact of the tariff tantrum on hiring. We'll see. Now, the other reason why Jerome and this whole thing is such a mess is housing. Locked. That's the word. So you got all these characters. Oh my God, this is going to blow up. This is crash. Jamie Dimon. Look, people, housing is not moving. Housing is not moving. It's not moving. And if there's an event where everyone goes to sell their house at the same time, there's literally absolutely no bid. None. You just go down to the bank and turn in the keys. That's it. This is, I mean, I know that there are risks in government bonds, but this is like a secondary byproduct. Rates need to be massively lower just to get housing to move. The market is locked. Do you remember all these people who were like, well, I'm selling? I mean, it seemed to make sense at the time. Like, okay, now let's sell Ethereum at 5,000 and go buy a house, diversify. How's that going to work out? Bitcoin's going to go to 150,000 or 200,000, and there's literally no bid for your house. None. It's the dangers of groupthink. So the other lesson from this is that Powell may have to go because they may have to do something radical with interest rates and printing money to save the Japanese government bond market, our government bond market, and housing. People can't buy a house or a car. It's over. It's over, right? So they have to fix it. Now, how is this not constructive crypto? How is it not constructive crypto? I don't see any way out. And they've mooned everything else except crypto. Look at this. Tether will be the biggest Bitcoin miner in the world. What do you know? We're in a bid to take over the miners, or we're going to be the biggest Bitcoin company ever, right? Like Tether is going to sit around and watch Circle and Ripple eat their lunch. No, they're not. They're going to get bigger, I guess. They're going to go and take whatever money that they've been making, and they're going to buy Bitcoin. They're going to go crazy, right? The stablecoin thing is just going to multiply valuations. So let's review. Sovereigns behaving badly. Powell needs an out. Interest rates got to go lower one way or the other. Japanese need to print. We need to print. Everybody needs to print. The dollar is down 7% for the year, but Bitcoin is only up 12%. What happens if everyone is sleeping here and you wake up after this payroll number and this whole market is gone? Like on a dime. What happens? Well, the people who stayed will be rewarded, right? Because everyone wants to be early. Everyone wants to be in on the ground floor, not realizing that on the ground floor, it's the basement. It stinks. It's horrible. It's never fun. Is anyone having fun here? I think the only person that's having fun is Michael Saylor. We're about to talk about that. Okay, so Larry at Blackrock can't stop buying ETH. The ETH ETF is obvious. If there's going to be another tech trade, they're going to buy the Magnificent Seven. They're going to buy Bitcoin, and they're going to buy ETH because it's ridiculously undervalued from an optical standpoint versus Bitcoin. Ridiculously cheap. And, you do not need a professional analyst to read the ETH BTC chart. You don't. Okay, so Fidelity just bought $20 million worth of Ethereum. I mean, this ETF thing is going to be huge. The ETH ETF is going to sneak up on everybody out of nowhere. Okay, so we have all different symbols. MicroStrategy has a new thing. A new thing. It's not equity. It's not debt. It's a perpetual preferred stock. 10% dividend only if declared. They can buy it back from you if they want. Liquidation preference dynamically adjusted to trading price. Translation, seller gets cheap capital, no dilution of MicroStrategy, optional payments, and can pull it back and nuke it whenever he wants. This is Wall Street, right? They will just, hey, can we make a, hey, this guy Saylor, can we make up a new thing? This is what Wall Street does, right? Like, oh, hey, we got buyers. Oh, great. Let's make it cool. And to the point where it's scaring people. This is getting so close to the official definition of a Ponzi scheme that it's actually hilarious. This is an IQ test. STRD is a preferred stock with a 10% perpetual non-cumulative dividend, payable quarterly, non-callable for life, and backed by 6x Bitcoin coverage at current price. Okay. So you get the idea. Wall Street's having a lot of fun with this, right? They're having a lot of fun with this. And Mike just keeps buying. Now, is it scary? Yeah. Does everyone want to fade him? Yeah. Is that a good idea? Honestly, no. No. I mean, here's Charles Schwab now discovering, although MicroStrategy was an early mover and remains the most prominent example among Bitcoin treasury stocks, may help explain its recent underperformance because there are other stocks in the group. Well, thank God we finally got somebody from equities to acknowledge that there are other stocks in the group and they're all undervalued. Now, I don't think you should sleep on MicroStrategy either because I think, what he's doing is crazy and it turns people off investing at least in his main company, okay, because of all these crazy things he's selling. But what happens if they get blown out of that trade, right? U.S. money supply. You want to be short Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, Ethereum with U.S. money supply moving like this? I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. Publicly traded groups in Europe now buying Bitcoin. It's not a Bitcoin treasury story. It's a dollar devaluation story. And when everyone figures this out, it's a Bitcoin treasury. A Bitcoin treasury run by treasurers. Corporate treasurers are highly advanced people. They are highly advanced operations. It's just not some big pot with money in it. That's not how it works, right? It is the bigger the company, the more sophisticated the treasury. $60 million in Bitcoin, maybe for a small company, that's a lot. But, it's like, oh yeah, how much fiat have they got on their books? Huge amounts. Huge. This crypto cycle will be bigger and last longer than most people think, or it just won't be a cycle. Or you're having cycles within cycles, right? AI agents all the way up, all the way down. Meme coins all the way up, all the way down with Bitcoin rallying, and then eventually something is going to wake up. I'm guessing real world assets and privacy, given all the things that are happening, right? Crypto's evolution, transforming companies. Dunas and Borgs to replace DAOs. I love all of our anachronisms and our creativity in crypto. We're talking about everything except what we need to be talking about. Like the primary job of crypto is to protect the people. So, you can only get so much money of your money in Australia. And they're into your unrealized capital gains as well. This is not East Germany for anybody who's old enough to remember that. This is Australia. Crazy. This is all happening right in front of your eyes. Right in front of your eyes. Here we go. Look at this. Breaking news from the Eagle King. Large social media player to automate 70% of privacy and safety checks, replacing human evaluators with AI systems. You ever hear of trust and safety inside of social media? Yeah, guess what? You gotta protect yourself right now. I want to go down in history as the guy who was pounding the table on this type of stuff. Privacy, Solana, Ethereum, Web3. For God's sakes, you got to get involved. Okay, so TA, some very predictable stuff going on, right? So here we have Solana, and Solana is out of the bottom of this triangle, this like nice channel that they had. Absolutely broke down, and that's not good, right? Price action reflects it. However, equilibrium and actual resistance is not up here until 200, and you have to start asking yourself, okay, well, Solana could go down to 143. That's where the support is, or Solana could do this. And you're like, yeah, Bill, that could never happen. Okay. And if it does, you're going to be like, wow, I could have got it at 155. Or you get it at 155, it goes to 143. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, you can sit there, or, you know, you can just let, you know, this happen. They're doing this. They're doing it right now. Right now. They're doing it. Okay, daily charts, right? Very simple. Very simple. Gold. What? Where is it? Okay, gold. Okay, so gold can go to 3,500. That's where their premium zone is, right? Okay, so everyone's bullish gold. We get it. We got it. Silver looking good, right? So good. There is support underneath, so that's good, but it's at the premium zone. I have not at any time this year seen, since I started using Luxalgo, I have never seen anything go through its premium zone on a daily chart. Even Bitcoin got to the premium zone and came off. Now, again, meanwhile, ETH is below equilibrium in a square range, and the premium zone's at 4,000. Currently sitting at 2,600, dead in the water, supposedly. Solana, we covered Solana. Arrow, right? Ready to have a laugh? Look at the size. Excuse me. Look at the size of this thing. Look at the size of this thing that Luxalgo is drawing. Do you have any idea what happens if this thing actually breaks out? See ya. Coinbase just has to start listing or mushrooming whatever trades on base. And if they don't, well, okay. You're going to have $1 trillion worth of stable coins floating around on Solana. And again, base is an ETH layer too. So I don't see how you can sort of go wrong there. I mean, things can go wrong. It's not investment advice, but hey now. How are we not doing this? How are we not doing it? Artificial super intelligence token hit support at 73 cents. I don't know. It's got room to go to 89. These are 4-hour charts. Render, 13 bottom. Nice rounded look. Nobody even touching it. Look at XRP. Tether announcing we're going to go full MicroStrategy. We're going to go full MicroStrategy. XRP, rounding bottom. Like XRP is so dormant that I don't know how any XRP could do anything but honestly go up. I mean, either the whole thing is just going to top out. How is XRP going to go down with a massive stablecoin bidding war? How's that going to happen? I'm telling you, I mean, do you see what's going on? Nuclear energy, they don't care. They are paying, tech people, they are going to pay any price to get in this game. The AI, the crypto game, any price. They don't care. They don't care. This happened before. It's happened in social media. It happened with the .com era. This price is irrelevant. Give it to me. And this is what we're doing. And everyone in crypto is out because the price action is terrible. I understand. I totally get it. Okay, brief PowerPoint. And again, it has a fireside chat format to it. Now, Okay, so I'm taking kind of a contrarian point of view. Everybody in legacy is looking at this MicroStrategy stuff and they're going, this guy's crazy. This stuff that he's issuing is junk. Who wants it? Well, insurance companies who want exposure. That's who wants it. MicroStrategy, as a point of information on this like computer matchup thing that I have, looks like, you can see up here, it looks like 2024. In other words, MicroStrategy is making a similar formation, the way this computer thinks, to what it did before it gradually went banana zone. What does that say about Bitcoin? This is the 60-day pattern match. This is a 180-day pattern match for MicroStrategy. So just a little trivia, 60-day pattern match for Bitcoin, it could have a little stretch to it. Ironically, that's back from 2020 when Bitcoin, I think, was at 10K. Somewhat interesting, don't you think? Now, again, this goes back to the beginning. Powell, payroll number, housing, rates, dollar. Gold, silver, sterling, Swiss franc, all mooning, dollar falling. What's left? What's left? Crypto stocks, tech stocks, Bitcoin, maybe. Bitcoin miners, definitely. Bitcoin treasury companies, probably. ETH, Solana, XRP. And frankly, the whole altcoin space. What happens if you have like an altcoin ignition in 30 days and nobody did anything because of geopolitical problems? Does that make any sense to you? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. And all I got to do is line up 6 news articles, right? Dollar, Powell, jobs, housing, Japan. Like you don't know. Like it's going to be probably so epic. Powell doesn't even want to be here for it. He's like, okay, you want this? I'm done. All right. That is the market update for today. Payroll number is coming. The definition of a surprise is something that catches people off guard. Don't get caught off guard if there's a surprise. We'll see you tomorrow.